Hey guys, it's time for another little talk. I thought I'd just sometimes chat a little bit about topics. Last time I was just quickly talking out loud about sustainability and like the history behind it and how it's established now. And today I was inspired to maybe talk about motherhood. Um, it's something that was very dear to my very being from like childhood on. I've always loved playing with the dolls and like um I loved like holding new babies, and I was like the motherly type, and while the other girls were trying to ride imaginary horses in the garden, I was playing in the little shelter with the dolls and put them to rest and asleep, and like also at the same time nurtured my inner child. Just yeah, being a mother role for myself my whole life long, very motherly. Just I think the best way to explain this is just if you have a very sexy dress and you think it's gonna make you look awesome and it's the nicest style and it will be amazing and it's a little bit expensive and pricey, but I don't care. I want it. I want to be that. I want to embody that, the sexiness. And on the other side, you feel like the inner child is like tormented and needs more color and more softness on the skin, and it's something you already have in the cupboard, and you like it. Sorry, my phone went off, but I'm back. so, so I've mostly chosen the colorful cotton feel good in my life. So the role I chose in my life was very much about mothering myself and other people. And if I had a friend will break up, I was like inviting them over and made them watch cute little movies that are nurturing and good for the inner child, and brought them sandwiches and tea and made them eat if they did not eat properly, just annoyingly always parenting other people, and just being alive with trauma is true for most of us actually. So it takes a while to recognize that you are offering the healing you need to other people a lot, and then it's important in your teens to recognize that you have a skill and instinct for mothering, parenting, even fathering too, and it's good to control it because it can be exploited easily. People like you're attracting energy vampires, so like love the nurturing energy you give to other people, but also like people who are very weakish, who like all constantly need support. And also with men, it's really difficult if you get into the mother role because it's not good with the sex life, and also they take not only energy but also like responsibility from you, and you end up being left alone and having one more child, and so that's not cool. um yeah, so basically um I've always been watching mother and tried to do my best to learn, and I've always made sure that I loved the mothers and the parents sometimes of my girlfriends, because there was a lot to learn. For example, in one household there was only organic food allowed, and there was always a prayer before the meal, and they always shared when we were like drunk and we stayed overnight. They shared their meal with us, and very nicely, and even if their portion would be less, they would like still be open and friendly, and I like yeah, that's a role model for me then. Or the other one was like very open to spirituality and making a wish to the universe, and like this kind of vibe, just more broad, more health, more success thinking, just getting rid of this overworked, not well educated, not well paid, which is still an issue. So, and of course, just online, not online, on TV back then, seeing different roles of parents and families in the movies and Fox 2 and whatever, just very much thinking about this society that has this lost childhood syndrome, where like childhood kind of never stops. People hate taking on responsibility and caring about their neighbor, and on the other hand, they want everything and now. So we always feel very strange and very much, yeah, very. A decade later, I learned about like this saying of the what it's called. It's the indigo souls. And that's what I resonate with a little bit. Just being not really vibing with your generation and just having probably more spiritual background than sometimes makes sense. And also I've recognized that like when I was younger, I really had trouble, like my instinct was much more motherly than my brain was. Like my boundaries in my head were stronger than sometimes what my heart or my body overall, my hormones and yeah, could give. Just my brain and my body, they did not always work together. So I'm very rational, and I am very practical, and I'm also very interested in a lot of things. So like the mother role was not always easy, but it is something that is beautiful and sacred and ancient. And like I've had really lovely tea afternoons with my grandparents, paternal grandparents, and like tea time. They had a disabled daughter, my aunt. She's still alive, and we had like just they did not have a lot of money, and they were like full of this World War II trauma, and just I always felt it just the inner suffering that comes from war victims is crazy. And I've really been the best child that I was to them, because yeah, they were able to hold this space, to have this vibe of family, even though life was hard. They had a rough relationship. I was raised to be very different to what they thought a good child was, but still, we made it function like when I was younger, and it was really lovely, and I was always happy about sharing the tea after being in the garden and having played in the mud kitchen, and just this was what family looks like for me. Just sharing a meal, having a chat, being there for each other, even though opposites are hard to have around without criticizing, and just rest in the moment and appreciate what you have, not only in each other. That's the next level, but also appreciating the coffee, the milk, the sugar, the cookies, the pear honey. That was my grandmother's favorite. And just she was a very strong mother figure, but also super strict. My mom later told me about the severe punishment my dad got when he was younger for staying out too late. Just she did not leave him in the flat, and he had to sleep on the steps of the house floor. And yeah, that's the only nicer one I mentioned.